My dear viewers, it is 3 p.m. here in Cairo time for the news bulletin. My name is Amal Mukhtar. I have all the pleasure to be joined with my dear colleague Shireen Aidel. Hello, Shireen.
Hello, Amal. Good afternoon, dear viewers. And we start with a look at the headlines.
Welcome back. The news in detail. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said efforts to improve the conditions and abilities of imams, preachers and scholars across Egypt should be enhanced. At a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Endowments Osama Al-Azhari on Monday, the President also said these efforts should include the use of latest systems and also means in order to equip preachers both culturally and scientifically. The President also directed a thorough study is made over the initiative to restore traditional kutab lessons at mosques in order to determine its possible significance and feasibility. Al-Azhari, for his part, meanwhile, briefed the President on ongoing efforts for qualifying and training preachers in enhancing and the sound religious awareness and renewing religious discourse.
President Fattah al-Sisi extended heartfelt condolences to the family of former American President Jimmy Carter, who died on Sunday. On his official Facebook page, the President also extended condolences to the U.S. President and to the people of the United States of America. The head of state said that President Carter was a symbol of humanitarian efforts and diplomacy, as his profound faith in peace and justice has inspired many individuals and institutions around the world to follow his footsteps. President al-Sisi noted that Carter's significant role in achieving the peace agreement between Egypt and Israel will remain etched in the annals of history, adding that his humanitarian work exemplifies a lofty standard of love, peace and brotherhood. President al-Sisi said Carter's enduring legacy ensured that he will be remembered as one of the world's most prominent leaders in service to humanity. May God have mercy on former President Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, the Georgian farmer who, as a Democrat, U.S. have struggled with the Iran hostage crisis but brokered peace between Egypt and Israel, died at his home in Georgia on Sunday.
The Nobel Peace Prize laureate, who was honored for his humanitarian work, was 100 years old. Details follow.
Jimmy Carter, the Georgia peanut farmer who, as U.S. President, struggled with a bad economy and the Iran hostage crisis, but brokered peace between Egypt and Israel and later received the Nobel Peace Prize for his humanitarian work, died at his home in Plains, Georgia on Sunday. He was 100 years old. Carter, a Democrat, became president in January 1977 after defeating Republican President Gerald Ford in the 1976 election. His one-term presidency was marked by the highs of the 1978 Camp David Accords, bringing some stability to the Middle East. However, it was also dogged by an economic recession and the Iran hostage crisis that consumed his final 444 days in office. Carter ran for re-election in 1980. However, he was swept from office in a landslide as voters embraced Republican challenger Ronald Reagan, the former actor and California governor. Carter lived longer than any U.S. president, and after leaving the White House, he earned a reputation as a committed humanitarian.
U.S. President Joe Biden has scheduled a state funeral in Washington for former President Jimmy Carter on the 9th of January, also declaring the same day as a National Day of Mourning across the U.S. Biden also ordered U.S. flags to fly at half-staff for 30 days from Sunday. Biden said America and the world lost an extraordinary leader, statesman, and a humanitarian. He also added that for over 6 decades, Carter served millions of people throughout America and the world who thought of him as a dear friend and a role model. The U.S. president repeatedly praised Carter's simple decency and his values, saying some will see him as a man of honesty and humility from a bygone era.
And world leaders reacted to the death of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres praised Carter for his significant contributions to international peace through Camp David Accords, the SALT Second Treaty, and Panama Canal treaties. In a statement, he said Carter played a key role in conflict mediation, election monitoring, the promotion of democracy and disease prevention and eradication. These and other efforts earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002 and helped advance the work of the United Nations. King Charles III of Britain also issued condolences and shared his reflections on the former president. China's foreign ministry spokesman said China expresses its deep condolences on the passing of the former United States president, who was the driving force behind establishment of diplomatic relations between China and United States.
Health Ministry in Palestinian Gaza enclave said on Monday that 27 people were killed in fresh massacres by Israeli occupation forces in the Palestinian territory in the past 24 hours. A statement that said that at least 149 others were injured, while some people are still missing under the rubble and at streets in areas that are not accessible to ambulances. The new deaths take the overall death toll of the Israeli war to 45,541 people, while at least 108,338 people had been wounded.
The head of the World Health Organization on Monday called for an end to attacks on hospitals in Gaza after Israeli occupation forces attacked 3 hospitals in the enclave in the past few days. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom warned Gaza's health system is under severe threat. This comes as Israeli forces said they detained more than 240 Palestinians, including dozens of medical staff and some patients from Kamal Adwan Hospital in Bethlehem town in northern Gaza after attacking it on Friday. The renewed Israeli attacks at hospitals also came amid new Israeli orders of evacuations in nearby Beit Hanun, increasing the severe humanitarian conditions in Gaza. As part of the 30-month-long Israeli war of genocide, Israeli strikes and shells hit 2 hospitals in Gaza City also on Sunday, despite UN efforts to deliver basic medical supplies, food and water to hospitals in the area.
In Syria, Israeli tanks moved deeper into Qantir province, which includes the Golan Heights. Sources said the Israeli occupation forces besieged government buildings and have ordered people to evacuate them. Israel has earlier carried out a raid overnight targeting a city in Deraa in Damascus countryside that killed 11.
And the Syria War Monitor said 31 combatants had been killed since Sunday in ongoing battles between Turkey-backed groups and Kurdish-led forces. The monitor added that 7 pro-Turkish fighters were killed in clashes Monday in northeastern Manbij region in Aleppo province, as Kurdish fighters had infiltrated the city of the same name after it was retaken by Ankara-backed groups earlier this month. 6 other pro-Turkish fighters and 3 members of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces were killed the day before. In the same part of Aleppo province, Turkey accuses the main component of the SDF, the People's Protection Units, of being affiliated with the militant Kurdistan Workers' Party. The SDF said Monday that it had carried out attacks elsewhere in the province that destroyed 2 radars, a jamming system and a tank of the Turkish occupation near a strategic bridge over the Euphrates.
Well, the Syrian state news agency have reported that Syria's the de facto ruler Ahmed al-Shara held talks on Monday with a senior Ukrainian delegation led by the former minister Andrei Sybiha. Sana news agency provided no immediate details about the talks that were held in Damascus, but Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said that last Friday his country had sent its first batch of food aid to Syria, which is traditionally a close ally to Russia. Zelensky said that 500 metric tons of wheat flour were already on their way to Syria as part of Kiev's humanitarian grain from Ukraine initiative in cooperation with the United Nations World Food Programme.
The Ukrainian Air Force said its air defense downed 21 drones out of 43 launched by Russia in an overnight attack targeting 6 regions across the country. It said that 22 other drones were lost. Drone debris damaged residential houses in the eastern Kharkiv region and in the Odessa region in the south. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry said that its forces had taken a village in eastern Donetsk region.
Now, the economy news, as Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli directed the implementation of a new 50,000 housing units for low-income citizens and youths within the presidential initiative Housing for All Egyptians. The remarks were made during the Prime Minister's meeting with the Minister of Housing, Sharif Al-Sharbini, to follow up the executive steps to implement a number of mega housing projects. Madbouli reiterated his government's commitment to continue initiative ensuring the availability of housing units for low income and youths at reasonable prices with flexible payment policy.
And the Egypt stock markets opened in green amid local and foreign investor purchases against Arab investor sell-offs. The benchmark index EGX 30 rose 0.2 above the 29,640 point mark. The equal weight indices EGX 70 and EGX 100 climbed 0.1% and 0.08% respectively. 0.08% respectively.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of our news bulletin from Channel 2, the Egyptian satellite channel, and Nile TV International. My name is Amal Mukhtar. I had all the pleasure to be accompanied with my dear colleague Shireen Aad. Thank you, Shireen.
Thank you, Amal. Thank you, dear viewers.